Welcome back. Happy Monday. Before I tackle this couplet, I just wanted to say the couple of resistors that were tacked in there just were kind of ugly, and there was a heck of a lot of extra solder on there, so on and so forth. So I went ahead and ordered the 470 picofarad ceramic caps for the couplet, and while I did it, I tacked a 3 watt on and a 2 watt on for these two and replaced those, so it looks a little bit better now. I also went through with a loop and noticed there seemed to be some hairline cracks on the tube sockets, so I went ahead and reflowed the solder and touched them up a little bit. Someone suggested that, so I went ahead and did it. So I'm going to go ahead and tackle this couplet, so I'll be back. Alright, well, this is done. I will say that unlike both Bob and Scott, my two 6.8s were actually okay. The rest of these, the whatever this is, the 39K was way up. The 2.2 meg was way up. The 470. The only way I could measure these was to take them out. I had a lot more gunk on mine than either of them, and I mean, it was really coated. I wasn't able to scrape them off and test these correctly, and once they were out of there, they were not going to go back in, that's for sure. So with the exception of the 470 reading about 600, the 1200 and the 3300 were actually measuring quite about the same as the new ones I put in. I did consider doing mica, but because it is better. However, when I was looking up the prices, it was going to cost about $12 just for 3 mica caps for these. The 2.2 meg on this was reading 4 megs. Anyway, so I just went ahead and replaced everything because I am having a horizontal problem with that jitter, and I am having a vertical problem, although this isn't part of the vertical circuit. But anyway, one thing I thought I would point out, which I thought was kind of funny, is if you look here, there's a misprint. They marked the 470K as 407 instead of 470, which I thought was kind of funny. Anyway, so this took a couple hours. I really had to clean that crusty stuff off of there, and it was just really on there. There was just a lot of it. So anyway, I soldered them in. I decided not to show you because both Bob and Scott showed you. Plus, there's no way to do it one-handed. But I basically did the same thing they did. Get it down between, there's little bumps in there if you can see those. Let's see if I can. Wow. Come on, go into macro. Alright, just wants to be annoying. Okay, well, never mind. Anyway, there's little bumps in there, and I just wedged the leads in between. I did kind of wrap them over the top and then snip them after I tacked them down, but anyway, they're all in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back into the board. And well, I guess that's it for tonight. Actually, it's Monday. It's about 10 o'clock. So anyway, I'll the next segment will, I guess, be tomorrow. I'll be back. Okay, I went ahead and got the board in. One of the things I wanted to mention was, if you can see them, the clips that fit into the notches here that solder in This board apparently had been removed before because one of them was broken when I desoldered it before, and then of course when I was trying to put it back in, another one broke. And I don't know if you can see one. There's one here. Well, geez, how convenient. They're all covered up. Let's see. You can see one of the broken ones right there. Unfortunately, they're super important because different aspects of that board are grounded, and they're not all. The grounds aren't all connected on the board. I'm assuming there's a reason they did that aside from annoying the crap out of me. So anyway, if this board's got to come out again, which I hope it doesn't for a long time, something to bear in mind. Anyhow, so I was extra careful. I looked at my reference pics, and I did have my little tape flags on there. There's several filament points. There's 5 of them on this board, 6 of them on this board actually, 5 or 6. And one's for the tube, since it's a series set. I hope I got them all correct. I guess I'll find out if I blow a tube. But let's not even discuss that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up uploading this video before I put this together enough to turn it on. And the reason why is because I haven't gotten to finish the plastic yet. As you can see from this picture, I still haven't got all this cigarette smoke off. The only way I am able to get this off is by using the 100% alcohol. The problem with that is it's starting to take some of this paint off. So I may very well mask this off and repaint the plastic parts. Judging from the factory job, if you can see that, that's pretty much what they did with this to begin with. And they didn't do the best job masking it off, I have to say. They've missed a spot down in here, it's bled in and whatnot. But the main thing here is dealing with the brokenness from the car trip. I mean, who designed this to the point that they thought that 50 pounds of television were going to be supported by very cheap molded plastic? Again, I'm telling you, this has got to be why so few of these exist. Well, that was unfortunate. I didn't actually expect that to happen, but as you can see, I've got some epoxying to do, so I really didn't plan on that happening. Wonderful. Anyway, so before I want to put the tube back in here, I have got to deal with this. So I'm going to go ahead and I don't have any other way of holding the tube up. I looked at some pieces of wood or something I could just put the CRT in and kind of back it up to the chassis enough to get the plug in there, but I just don't have any play. So anyhow, I have to deal with this before I put it back together enough to test. So there you have it. Sorry, I was just thinking. One thing I just wanted to note real quick was well, shoot, now I can't find it. I grabbed it to show you. When I replaced the filter cap, the line filter cap, and I did have to laugh because out of all the black bomb caps I took out of this thing, the one cap that not only tested right on value at 0.225 and had almost zero leakage, and it only had like 1 microvolt of leakage, and then it went down to 0 after about 2 seconds, was the line filter cap. Go figure. So I'm going to wrap this up real quick. I have to do something with that plastic, and then the next video we'll power it up to see what's going on. I have not done anything yet with this board. And because hopefully the caps solve the horizontal problem. Let me grab the schematic. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I am focused in on is, this is the infamous K3 couplet, the vertical integrator. Coincidentally, it's on the SAMs for Predictas. It is also a K3. Mine is slightly, a couple of values on mine are different than a Predicta, but otherwise it's pretty much the same thing. This one had been replaced already, so I'm hoping that's okay. We're not going to know until I get this thing plugged back in, because I mean, I am having vertical issues as well as horizontal issues, but we'll wait to worry, I guess. So on the schematic, let's see, where is it on here? Where are we? That's K1. Too far up. There we are. Okay. Let's scroll this back. We're here somewhere. It's so tiny on this screen. Is that... I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So there you see it in the middle of the screen there. That is the K3. That's the one interesting one that has the metal bit in there that makes the capacitor. This is the tough one to rebuild if necessary. However, now that I've, thankfully I guess the Predicta has had this common issue as well. So I think the appropriate way to rebuild this is here. Now, if you are familiar with the Predicta, you'll see that the differences in here are the 22K and the 27K. On the Predicta, oh, now I've forgotten. I think one's a 33K. Anyway, so what you see here is pins 1, 2, and 3 have the 90K resistor is split into 247s with 2.0015 or 3.0015 caps in between. So I think this is the appropriate way to do it. At least that's what I see on about half a dozen different posts. So if worse comes to worse, it's doable. Again, I'm hoping for the best, because this was replaced already once, but since this is a Philco part number, it kind of tells me that if it was done, it was probably done in the 60s. So if it was going to go bad again, it's more than due. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and upload this. Like I said, I'm going to glue up some plastic here, see if there's any way I can reinforce this along in here, maybe with some thin metal strips or something glued down the length of it. I don't know. Great. Apparently I'm just trying to bust it up even more. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.